we're not leaving until we make this work. So I'm going to head back to the truck. Hopefully I have a set of files. If not, I've got something. I will make that bigger. You just wait. Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Procrastination Garage. It's Friday morning, a little after 10 a.m. Headed up to Little Natchez Snow Park. We are a party of two. My friend Bert is behind me. And the goal today is for me to haul firewood up to our poker ride checkpoint for tomorrow that my daughter and I will be manning. So I just had a brain fart, but I came around the corner and there were a ton of sheep, mountain goat type sheep out in the middle of the road, and I really should have got some video of it. It's a common thing here on White Pass, well actually Chinook Pass. They come down and they lick the salt off the road, and that's kind of what they were doing. Anyway, a whole herd of them. It was really impressive. But nope, not me. I'm not smart enough to get my camera on. And I knew they were there because somebody had flashed their lights at me signaling. Oh well, let's go snowmobile. We made it to Little Natchez Road. A little bit icy and slick in places, and then someplace you come along and there's no snow on the road at all. So I'm in and out of four-wheel drive. The snow park is quite a ways in off the main road, and today, it being a little icy, it takes a while, but the views in through here are just beautiful. You've got the river on the left, rock wall on the right, lots of trees. This place is very popular year-round. It's about 4 p.m. Headed back to town. I don't know if I said what day it is. Today it's Friday. Yeah, didn't take much in the way of video. One little video clip for the whole day. Didn't even think about it. You'd think I was new at this. Anyway, I'll try and do better for tomorrow for the actual poker run event. So, but Bert and I, we had a good ride. He accompanied up to my checkpoint where we left the tag along with the wood and stuff, and then he and I, we rode up to Raven's Roost, and then we did a little off-trail stuff, and I don't know, snow conditions aren't perfect up there, but anybody that's not out riding, and there's a lot of people online that are complaining, snow's terrible, no reason to ride. Yeah, well, they're just not diehards. We had a good day. It's Saturday morning, about 10 minutes to 7 a.m. on my way to Natchez to meet my daughter. Supposed to meet at 7 a.m. Got 11 minutes to get there. I'm golden. So she's going to meet me with McDonald's for breakfast. Can't beat that. And because of the changes made in the poker ride, we're not having to get up there as early as normal. We usually have to carry stuff to all three of the stations out on the trail. They already did that yesterday, so we only have to go up to our station. So instead of us meeting at 6:20 this morning in Natchez, we're meeting at 7 a.m. And that lets us both sleep in a little bit. Still gives us some time to get everything done. So let's go. The Yakima Ski Benders annual poker ride was a great success. We had outstanding weather and a good turnout of people. Instead of the people reaching into a bucket and pulling out a playing card, they actually threw a dart at a big board that had all the cards laid out. Everybody really enjoyed the change this year. What a great day. Hi, can I get you to do me a favor and hit the like button down below, or hit the dislike button? It's all good. Also, I'd appreciate if you leave me a comment. Also, hit the subscribe button and tell all your friends. Thanks a lot. It's Tuesday morning, a little after 10 a.m. Eastbound on I-82, just past Sunnyside, Washington. We are headed to the cabin for 3 days. Now, let me add a caveat to that. If by chance I have no place to park at the cabin, I will park across the road and just hike in and do a cabin check. But as long as I can get off the highway, whether I can get clear back in the cabin or not, that's fine. Then I can hike in. Well, actually snowmobile in, because on the back of the truck is my Skidoo Summit snowmobile, my old one. So that's what's going on. Haven't been to the cabin since November. In fact, it was early November, weather, so hopefully everything's okay there. So that's it. I'm also doing a Hot Wheels / diecast hunt, and I just stopped at the Sunnyside Walmart and actually found a couple of cool things. So that's it. Can you see through that dirty windshield? You know, I cleaned it first thing today when I stopped and got gas, but you can't tell. I didn't do a very good job, apparently. Anyway, all of our Hot Wheel hunting stops are done, and just stopped in at Del Taco to grab some lunch. Now getting ready to head into Oregon. I'm just about a mile from the Oregon border, and then we're probably another, 20-30 minutes up to the turnoff for the cabin. So this is where it starts getting iffy. We'll find out if we get any snow as we climb the mountain. You know, I'm good up to about 18 inches of snow, depending upon the condition of the snow and if I can get on top of it or not. My biggest concern is just getting over the berm at the road, because the person that has the driveway across the street sometimes plows snow over to the other side, which is where our turnoff is. Stand by. We've started the climb up Highway 204. No snow here. Of course, I'm joking, because there wouldn't possibly be snow here, and if there is, we're in really big trouble. Up a little bit higher, and I'm starting to see a little white on the side of the road there, but I don't think that's snow. I think what's been going on is the temperatures haven't really been above freezing. That's the north-facing slope, and I just think it hasn't been thawing out at all during the day. It just keeps building up a little bit more ice every night. Let's hope that's what's going on. If you look on that hillside over there, there's definitely no sign of snow. Visiting here in the winter is kind of tricky because our cabin sits at the 4,000 foot mark, which is pretty much the snow line, typically in wintertime. If you drive a mile down the road, there may be no snow, and then at 4,000 feet, there may be too much snow to actually get off the road, or at least get back into the cabin. So I don't really expect to see anything until just about the time we get to the turnoff. But who knows? It's interesting comparing these mountains to our mountains closer to Yakima. We have snow parks around 2,500 foot in elevation, and probably by the time you get up to 3,500 foot in the winter, you're just about guaranteed to have enough snow to ride. Whereas here in the Blues, you know, you're a little bit further south, so at 2,500 feet, I would guess we're at 2,500 feet right now, and there is absolutely nothing. I'm not sure of the elevation of the snow parks around here. We don't have one by our cabin, which is, like I said, 4,000 feet. I would guess you're probably closer to 5,000 feet where the snow parks are, and maybe as high as 6,000 feet for some of them. I'm not sure what the top elevation here in these mountains are. I should check that out one day. Still got a couple miles to go. Starting to see a little bit of snow off in the shaded areas. I think we're going to be okay. Again, the problem may just be the berm at the road end. And again, I don't need to be able to drive in. I just need to have a place to park. But things are looking pretty promising. I think I'll be able to drive most of the way in. Maybe all the way. I don't know. Let's see. So we just hit the tree line. Basically, we're about 4,000 feet. And you can see there's more snow. But again, not looking bad. Only a mile to our turn. I think we're all right. Made the turn onto our road. We're in great shape. It's well traveled. There are a set of ruts that I can't get out of, and I actually had to stop and get out and break off a couple branches. I didn't want them sliding down the side of my truck. But anyway, we're in great shape. We're driving, we'll drive at least all the way into the gate. Whether I can get in the yard or not, that'll depend if I can get the gate open. Sometimes it'd be too much snow to open it. So coming in our road wise, and we turned right, and all the tracks went to the left. So it's a little dicier over here, but not bad so far. There's still some ice under there. This is always the toughest part here. This area is kind of shaded, it's uphill. Will we make it? Unfortunately, I need both hands on the wheel, so I put you down. Well, look at that. We made it, and we can even get the gate open. But there's one slight problem. Yeah, pretty good sized tree. Trees, actually. Geez, there's another one that's down. And there's one beyond that. Of course, I did bring a chainsaw. Looks like I'll be putting them to work sooner rather than later. but I'd like to go ahead and get some stuff inside, get a fire going, and eat my lunch. So here's a look from the other side. This tree here, all rotted, is down. The worst part is it came down and it crushed a section of my cedar fence. That's too bad. And then up there, two others. Maybe a better view of these two here. Well, you can see the one. The other one's right on the other side of it. All right, I need to start cutting. So unfortunately, I didn't bring a tripod, so you'll just have to trust me that I'm going to do it. Well, you'll see the end result. See, this one here, well, it's pretty rotted up at that end. So it's probably rotted all the way through. But if not, I was thinking, God, I'd like to keep some of that. Maybe use my chainsaw sawmill on it. I don't know. We'll cut into it and see what it looks like. So the first tree in the way is this one. And you can see, starting right there on the edge of the driveway, all the way across the driveway, it's all cut up into firewood-sized chunks. The branches are in the way. The rest of it, we're going to hold off because maybe we can mill it or something. Don't want to jump into anything. So now we got the big one. And this one here probably is mostly rotten. But I'll go ahead and I'll make a couple cuts on that end. And we'll get a look and see what it looks like. And if it's not rotted, then we'll measure over about 9 feet, make a cut. And then, I don't know, maybe go over 9 feet, make another cut or something. So if it's millable, I'm not sure it is. So let's make some cuts and find out. Maybe I ought to move some branches. Yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll wait. I ended up cutting off this end, and actually, that wood's not in terrible shape. So I went ahead and measured over, I don't know, it's probably close to 10 feet. Made another cut, not as nice at that end. Can we mill something out of it? I don't know, but we're gonna hold on to it for now. Now there is the question of how I'm gonna move that out of the way so I can drive in. I just gotta swing one end around. I'm sure I can get it done. And then I came down to this one and made a cut there, and again, it's not terrible. So I made another cut 9-10 feet, another cut 9-10 feet. The last little bit, we'll turn that into firewood, but since it's buried in the snow, probably won't worry about this trip. And these are light enough to where I can kick them out of the way. So now it's just a matter of moving stuff out of the way so I can drive in. Those two pieces down there, they moved easily because they were lightweight. I could just pick up one end and toss it. This one took a lot more work. I ended up getting out a couple of chains, putting it around the end and dragging it one end then the other. So we now have a clear path to get the truck in for the night. That's what I wanted to do. Probably will clean this area up a little better tomorrow, maybe burn. So I think this other brush that I pulled off, cut off the trees, there's a thing I keep seeing online. It's kind of a hedge made out of old branches and stuff. I was thinking about doing something like that across here, kind of blocking, because the road's right there, and just kind of blocking the cabin from view a little bit. I don't know. And then, I mean, if I kept doing it, then I could come down this way too. So I don't know. But for now, I'm going to leave them right there. That's better. Truck was parked up there. And now it's parked where it needs to be. Let's go close the gate, call it a day. It's around 3 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, and honestly, I've done very little today. Oh, I went out and hiked around a little bit. I read a book, well, on my tablet. I did some paperwork online, stuff like that, but haven't done anything constructive. I decided not to do any more chainsawing or anything like that. What I haven't done up here in quite a while is build a puzzle. And usually on this table, I have a puzzle under construction. This is one my daughter got for me, I don't know, a year or so ago. And I've got two others that I want to do, but I need to get this one done. I'm kind of trying to do them in the order that I received them. So let's see if we can at least get the outline of this done today. We're headed home tomorrow, so it'd be nice to accomplish at least that. So this is some pretty exciting procrastination garage project stuff, isn't it? All right, after 2 hours of work, there's what I've accomplished. I've got all the pieces laid out, spread out, turned over, and I've got the basic outline done. That's probably all we're going to get done on this trip. I want to go back and read my book, and plus I wanted to watch a little bit of Netflix. So I guess that's it. It's Thursday morning, just after 8:30 a.m. and already hitting the road for home. Just pulled out of the cabin driveway, locked the gate, and now we're headed down the scary hill. It isn't really ever scary, but just sometimes it's too much snow, you can't get up it. And also it washes out pretty bad. I've never had that stop me from getting up it, but I've had it be a little bit of a challenge for the little Suzuki SX4. Anyway, wasn't an exciting cabin trip, but we kind of went back to our roots. We started working on a puzzle. Haven't done one of those in a couple of years, I'd say, and pulled out my Kindle app on my tablet and actually started reading the book again. That was kind of nice. Anyway, that's it. Headed for home. I should point out it was a pretty quiet trip. I didn't hear any side-by-sides, definitely not any snowmobiles. I don't think I heard any vehicles. I don't think anybody came by the cabin, well, I'll call it 3 days, but I was here from midday on Tuesday until early morning this morning. And that's the way we like it. It's Saturday morning, about 10:45 a.m. and I got the snowmobile loaded and getting ready to head up the mountains. And you'd think I'm going up to snowmobile, but actually I'm not. But I am going up to the mountains and I am going up to the snow park. I'll tell you more about it. We're rolling along just past the Highway 12 410 intersection, and we're headed up Highway 12. Headed up by Rimrock Lake up to the Thousand Road Snow Park. You probably saw a few videos back, a couple videos back, something. We went camping up there, and one of the things we did is we installed an avalanche transceiver board during that trip. Well, that board was malfunctioning, the electronics on it. They kind of figured out that maybe it's because there was water inside of it, and so they resealed the box. And anyway, I'm taking the box back up there and reinstalling it. Ideally, I'd be coordinating this with a snowmobile trip. I thought today's weather was not going to be that great, so I didn't put a ride together. And look at the weather. So I don't know, it may be snowing when we get up there, but it looked like a pretty good day. It looked like I should have been riding. Oh well. I've got the snowmobile in the back. I'm not opposed to going for a ride if I meet up with somebody I know or think there's somebody I know up there or something, but the main mission is just to replace the electronics. I'll show you when I do it. All the snow you see is fresh. It just came down in the last 24 or 48 hours. Things have been getting kind of lean. I mean, we had plenty of snow depth, but there was nothing fresh. A lot of people were complaining that it wasn't fun snowmobiling. I disagree. It's always fun snowmobiling. But they were expecting anywhere from 18 to 24 inches of new snow. And I don't think that total ends until maybe tomorrow night or something. So it'll be interesting to see how much new we have up at the snow park. But looking forward to seeing some fresh. So I'm hoping to maybe ride on Tuesday. But at the end of next week, my daughter and I are headed down to Dayton, Washington, where the Washington State Snowmobile Association is having their annual convention. So we'll be riding for 3 days down there, at least 2 days for sure. I made the turn at the Nile Reservoir Road going around Rimrock, and let me tell you, this road is a sheet of ice. It's gotten just a little better. I'm about 2 miles up the road now. It's gotten a little better. Right at the bottom, I mean, it was really slick. These are the kind of roads that are kind of dangerous when you're towing snowmobile trailers and stuff. Even in just soloing a pickup like this, it can be a little dicey if you're not careful. Well, I made it to where I was headed. So that leads back to the Thousand Road Snow Park. That there's 1241 Road. This is all part of the Groom Trail system. That's the 1000 road continuing out to Conrad Meadow, and that goes up to section 3. So the reason we're here, are you beeping? We're up here to repair this. Well, I'm a part swapper. Basically, they made the repair, sent the part up with me to put back. So right there is where the thing goes. Theirs is right down there. I've already pulled the 4 screws out that were left there. So I'll need to, on the back. Whoop, yikes, fell in the snow. There's a box there. I need to take that lid off, and then I need to push the electrical through from the front. That'll go into that box and hook it up. And then one of the things I did, that little metal piece there is a little kind of a roof over this box. Because what happened is that box filled up with water and was malfunctioning. So my job is to put it all back together. So let me show you. There's the cover removed off the back side. So they've completely unplugged it. So there's going to be a total of 3 plugs. One is for the solar panel at the top. Down the bottom is a battery. There's a wire coming up for that. And then the wire coming through the hole. Getting that piece put into place. Still need to put the little roof over the top of it. Alright, best laid plan. So here's what happened. When they made this piece, they drilled holes. They just drilled a single hole. And where is it? You can see the adjustability on there. So if you look at where the hole lines up, can you see it? It's right on the left-hand side. And that is not where that lines up. So we're not leaving until we make this work. So I'm going to head back to the truck. Hopefully I have a set of files. If not, I've got something. I will make that bigger. You just wait. All right, change of plans. So actually, all the tools that I had were in my tool bag here, all the ones that I needed. If I had had any files, they would have been in there. And I didn't have any. So instead, what we did, I just took a screwdriver, Phillips with a sharp point on it. I put it up here. I gave a couple pounds with a hammer to get a hole started, because this is just plywood. And so I made a new hole. Not as elegant as I would have liked, but it'll work just fine. Now let's get the electronics hooked up. All the electrical connections are made, and they're actually labeled and numbered, which way you want to do it. The battery from the bottom is number 1, solar panel is number 2, and then whatever you're plugging into the little charge controller is number 3. And that's what I did. As soon as I did, I heard a beep, and then I went around the front. And coming around the front, should see a red X. All right, there was the X. You saw it? Hit it again. It's kind of slow. Okay, now I've got avalanche transceiver here. When I turn that on, no, if I get it. Okay, it's turned on. And see that? It's reading my transceiver, and it says it's good to go. So we're all happy now. Only one thing left to do. Put the instructions back in the box and screw the lid on. And we're done. And there you have it. The cover's back on. There you go, folks. This job is done. Time to head home. So things are pretty busy here in the snow park today. There's the Forest Service up here doing some enforcement, emphasis patrols, making sure everybody's got snow park permits. There's a lot of people up here not snowmobiling. I'm sure they don't have snow park permits. They're not really the problem. The problem are the snowmobilers that know they're supposed to have them and don't. Anyway, our job is done. Time to head back to town. Headed back out towards Highway 12. Can you see how slick this is? Yeah, pretty slick. It's Monday, just afternoon, and we've got our main project today is supposed to be doing something with that snowmobile trailer, adding some lights to the inside of it. I'll get into that if we get to it. But maybe more pressing, we need to get this snowmobile unloaded. We need to get my new snowmobile loaded. But in between, we need to haul some firewood. Between burning wood here and the wood we've taken up for events, I am out. I mean, this is it. I've got a fire going right now. This is not going to last the rest of the day. Luckily, when I split the cottonwood the other day to take up to the warming hut, didn't take it all, and so I've still got a pile of split down there, so I'm going to bring that up here. Phase 1 complete. That sled is unloaded. Now let's go get some firewood. It's not a ton of wood, We do have that to split still. We can grab a couple pieces of this. Anyway, let's get that loaded and hauled up to the house. That's all she is. That much. Everything's cleaned up. Still some scraps, but not worth my time. So, need to split this sometime soon. We'll see. Get this up to the house and put away. Just to refresh your memory, there's a before. And let's go for an after. Can you tell? That's better, right? There you go. We've reached the end of another episode of Procrastination Garage. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So still playing catch up. Let's see, where are we? We are in January in this video, end of January. Maybe touching on February. I'd have to look. Anyway, so much for being on the weekly schedule. Last week was just kind of brutal with getting ready for a camping trip and going snowmobiling, you know, having fun and stuff. So I'm off the mark. Maybe I can get another one done this week and kind of get caught back up. I don't know. Down in the comments, tell me about the projects you're working on or the things you're procrastinating about. Love to hear about that. I want to know that I'm not the only one out here that's not getting everything done that they ought to be getting done. So whether it's next week or the week after, there will be another video. I hope you'll come back and watch it. Remember, my name is Matt. This is Procrastination Garage, and we will see you soon.